Alright, welcome back y'all. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be doing a breakdown of Symmetra from the point of view of Seagull, who's honestly insane. I mean, not only does he have crazy aim and is just mechanically skilled, but through these clips you'll be able to see some insane prediction. His ability to know where the enemies are going to be at, how they're going to rotate is just crazy. So honestly, without further ado, let's just get straight into this. But before we continue on, once again, 99% of you guys are not subscribed. So if you haven't done so already, do me a favor and just smash that subscribe button. And let's continue on with the video. Alright y'all, today we're going to be doing a breakdown of Symmetra, which is a hero that isn't really played by a lot of people. And something a lot of people got to pay attention to is she actually got buffed in release of season 2 for Overwatch 2, right? So this is something that has to do with the latest patch notes we have, and there's a few buffs I'll go over right now for you guys briefly. Basically, it's with her proton projector, right? I'm not very familiar with this hero, so I kind of got to read it through, just make sure I get everything right. So your beam charge rate now and decay rate increased by 20%. Your primary fire ammo consumption rate increased from 7 to 10 per second. And then last but not least, your primary fire gains ammo from damaging barriers once again. So before, it did not used to do that, right? So we're kind of back to how it used to be before. And then one thing I wanted to mention is that with this hero, you can make a lot of plays. So you want to play around the map, right? So this is something I haven't even talked about before, is that she's one of those hero picks that you look at the map you're playing and you take into account how you want to play in that map, how you want to maneuver, and in which composition she works and doesn't work. First thing you want to set straight is that even though Seagull is cracked on this hero, very good, has a lot of skill, the one thing you have to keep in mind is that it's more about prediction than aim. So how you can predict the trajectory of the enemy, how you can shoot your shots is what matters. And the one thing I noticed about Seagull, what he does pretty well, is that he's always able to be on top of the enemy targets. Placing those turrets on Symmetra is also a huge thing, right? I would highly recommend you place it around choke points. So that's basically where the payload is going to rotate from, where the enemy teammates will come from their spawn. And you always want to put it in a place where enemies would have to turn away from shooting your team to break it. Don't put it in the line of sight between you and the enemy team. Right, so I'm trying to go through all the things that Seagull here is doing right, which is why I think he's showing this broken, crazy new meta for Symmetra that a lot of people haven't really realized, is that he's always placing his turrets in the direction that is behind the enemy targets. So when they're fighting you and they're looking at you head to head, they'd have to turn around and then dish out damage. Otherwise, they would not do any damage. So a lot of good information there for you guys. And the next thing I wanted to mention is that I don't think a lot of people are kind of aware of how Symmetra works in general, is that she actually has to charge up her shot before she goes into that full beam mode you guys just saw previously. So you can't go in there and dish out damage. You kind of have to poke, build up your shot, you go in there, you use that beam, and it slowly will rack up energy power before it actually starts to do power and actual damage. So a lot of good things for you guys to keep in mind there. But in general, what I think is really good for Symmetra is you want to play around a team that doesn't have that much mobility. Now, why would you do that? Because mobility is a good thing, right? As I mentioned before. The reason you want to do that is because in general, Symmetra allows you to actually teleport. And she actually allows you to basically close the gap a lot quicker. Meaning, if your team doesn't have that much good mobility but can still do a lot of damage, you can actually get rid of that negative effect you have. You can now have mobility, something you didn't have before. So you don't necessarily have to have mobility to play with Symmetra. And essentially, she's going to enable you to have mobility. And one thing a lot of people do, which is, once again, if you played Overwatch 1, you're a pro and you play basically in top 500, this is something you probably know. If you're an average player, you don't know this is going to be a good tip. I would highly recommend you guys know how the teleportation works. You drop a device up ahead, and you teleport through it. Very simple. So as soon as you spawn, just have one of your DPS go Symmetra. So you get to jump on the enemy team, and you're able to actually dive in there much quicker, arrive to the point much quicker, which, believe it or not, is a huge advantage. Right? Being there as the enemy team comes in to rotate and you're already there, dealing as much damage as you can is a huge plus. Alright, so we're going to take a second here. We're going to add audio to this, and we're going to basically listen into Seagull, see how the actual gameplay is, and we're going to be talking over the gameplay. And if I notice something that jumps on me that's, pretty good, then we'll probably talk about it. Other than that, we're just going to enjoy the show together. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Fuck, I have to reload.
Nice team. Paul's one. Oh, no, they got killed.
Mercy.
Right there, so that's what I mentioned, right? So he has to actually build up power to be able to use it properly.
Oh no.
See how at first it doesn't do that much damage?
Yep.
There you go, very quick teleporting. Prediction, once again, very hard to do. Also prediction, there you go.
Nice, you
Getting flanked, Seagull. Mercy one.
Drops the turret, teleports, perfect, quick.
He just says WTF.
So in the chat, the guy's confused.
Mercy half.
Wow, this is crazy.
See you, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just speechless. But
Oh,
yeah, so see how at first it doesn't do that much damage, and it slowly starts to build up power. There it is. So that's one of the most important things you have to realize and keep in mind, basically.
Widow's.
There you go, turret on the choke point. He places 2 turrets because he knows the enemy team will go through that.
That ball's just running. The TP goes to her.
I'm TP. I'm taking.
There you go,
TP.
drops the ult.
Mercy one. Mercy one.
Yeah, I mean, he's
fucking
honestly
chaos.
he's making Symmetra
They're
look
gonna go for me
broken,
this room finally.
which is pretty
Yeah,
crazy
they're trying to
because Symetra's not broken by no means, right?
Like, Jericho came in here low.
There you go,
Nice.
prediction once again.
I got car. I got
Mercy
car.
one.
There you go.
Good job.
Holy fuck,
What
we're
is
doing it,
this?
boys.
dude?
Wow.
We're doing it nice.
We're doing it.
He is doing it.
I'm coming back as Paul.
I'm going on soldier.
So it's just his ability to actually predict where the enemy team will go. Very
Use it,
quick
use
with his
it.
teleporting. Knows how to win and
for us, I think.
where to place his turrets is what makes this
Mercy,
insane to watch.
Mercy one.
Okay, he's full power right now. There you go. Drops the ult.
I'll go on Astro.
Burning,
I'll go on
burning,
Astro.
burning. Mine's still weak.
I'll grab him back line.
Wow, this is crazy.
Ryan's one.
Bob's here.
And sorry to pause it here, but just quickly I wanted to mention. So notice the way he's actually placing his ult. So you don't want to place it horizontally, right? Because the enemy team will just go through it and you're good. They'll just push you, right? But when you cut it basically center line of the map, like in half pretty much, where like the lane is, if you consider this like a car lane, is now you can dash in between the barrier and the enemy team won't be able to hit you, right? Unless obviously they're a Romacho, which is a different story. But in general, you want to go center line and dash in between, and that's how you want to place it. And that ult can be huge. Especially, for example, if a Sojourn uses her overclock, you can just drop that, keep dashing in between, and she can't do anything about it. So, and it lasts forever too, so keep that in mind. And yeah, let's just continue on. Sorry for pausing.
Take her Bob. Kill it. I'm just
Holy
killed.
I'm
fuck.
gonna get Bob out of there.
We're good. We're good.
They can't touch.
Another turret.
Wait, they
Wait,
touched.
someone
Soldier.
Insane prediction.
Mercy's weak, Emong.
That's
Mercy's weak in
crazy.
the back, 1
I
HP.
piled down on Jericho on point.
I got Mercy.
Good shit.
Yep, and then pretty much like I said, this hero is a lot of fun to play. You definitely do want to kind of pay attention to the map you're playing because she plays a lot around the map, right? So Symmetra is more map-based than team composition. So if you have a decent map, you can definitely do pretty well. So keep that in mind. But in general, work on your prediction. And honestly, I think she's a lot of fun. Definitely very, very satisfying shots when you're able to kill the enemy team, especially with the ult and your placement. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you guys enjoyed this breakdown, want to see more breakdowns and also guides, updates on Overwatch, patch notes, everything Overwatch 2 related, definitely do check out my previous videos because I upload these for you guys. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Honestly means the world to me. You know, we're already over 2.55k subs. You guys are great. And I'll keep dishing out content for you guys. Definitely. So do subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one and peace.